Hey there. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about lead generation for attorneys, but we're also going to make a big twist on it because there's something that most attorney firms are not doing. Most of their marketing firms that they work with are not doing this, and this is why you might say these leads suck. So if you've ever said these leads suck, listen up. I'm going to tell you why these leads suck. My name is Cary Duke. I've been doing lead generation for 15 years. I've been doing sales and marketing for 25 to 30 years. And look, if you've ever said these leads suck, I understand. And doing lead generation and generating thousands of phone calls, there's one thing that we know about leads, and they're not always a good fit. So let's talk about why that is. So the first thing that we want to discuss when we start talking about lead generation is that one of the things that must happen is we have to have a market to message match. And how we go about doing that is we create these avatars. And generally speaking, we create these avatars, so that we can, get a representation of who our ideal customer is, how we can help them, and we can tailor our marketing messages to that person so that it works better than talking to everybody. Because if we're talking to everybody, we're talking to no one. All right. And so typically, most marketing companies, most marketing agencies use demographics and psychographics, and that's where they stop. Demographics are basically, statistical data. These are their age, gender, income, education, occupation, things of that nature. And psychographics are more of the behavior type elements. These are, personality, values, opinions, attitudes, interests and lifestyles, the things that they do. And so in avatars, we combine the demographics with the psychographics, and we try to create a message that matches. We try to create audiences that match those certain aspects, age and behaviors, right? And so when we do that, we're advertising more specifically to the people that are going to be interested in what we have to say, as opposed to a shotgun approach. All right, so the missing link, the reason that your leads generally suck, if you've ever said that, is because you're missing this element about levels of consciousness. This is the energy level of your prospect and how your message matches that. There are 4 components to those, and we're going to talk about those in detail in a minute. But the reactive prospect, they have immediate needs and emotions. And if your message is not fulfilling that, it won't resonate with them. If you are looking at the willful level, they are goal achievers and they're determined. Intellectuals are analytical and research driven, and intuitive types are guided by feelings and intuition. And so when we can infuse our avatars with that type of information, now we can create a message that is more apt to resonate and attract the right types of clients to your firm. Now, before we get started in describing these in detail, there's nothing wrong with any of these 4 levels. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just an understanding of who that market is so that you can match your message and your own firm processes to deal with each level correctly, right? So there's no right or wrong here. It's just understanding that if you're trying to attract intellectuals, but your messaging is more geared towards reactives, you're going to have a bad fit, and you're probably going to say these leads suck. All right. So with that said, let's go on to the 4 levels of prospects. So the reactives, they focus on immediate pain, they're driven by emotions, they're desperate for change, and they're short-term thinkers. Whereas the willful are more goal-oriented, they're willing to work hard, they're focused on achieving their goals, and they're of the hustle culture. They think if I work hard enough, I will be able to achieve my desired outcome, right? The intellectual is over there researching to death, right? They're making calculated decisions. They focus on efficiency and systematic, and they're logical, and they don't believe they make emotional decisions, but neuroscience would tell them otherwise. But that's the type of prospect that they are. And the intuitives are all the way over there. Some might even consider them to be the woo-woo people. And they're aligned with their feelings, and they're guided by intuition, and they value authenticity. So the key thing with intuitives is that last statement: they value authenticity. These are the people that align with your mission. These are the people that align with your values. And when you can create your mission that is such that attracts the intuitives, you're going to find fantastic clients, because these people are going to know you, like you, trust you immediately, and the sale will be super easy. So let's go into more detail about the reactives. All right. How do they consume information? Well, it's simple, easy, and obvious, right? They want simple, easy, and obvious. No complications, no fancy things, no hoops to jump through. Simple, easy, and obvious. Frequent and mass quantity. This is why the repetitiveness of personal injury ads work well with reactives. Is because that's how they want to consume their information. So when you see the billboards with the same, big check thing, with the TV ads with the screaming sound bites and the rhyming phone numbers and the repetitiveness of those same commercial advertisements, that's the reason it works. So if we're over here as intellectuals and we're saying, God, man, that bothers me, I can't stand those kind of ads, I can't stand those kind of firms, it's because you're not a reactive, right? That message is not for you, and that's why you react negatively to that ad. So they also like inspirational memes and short articles. Again, TikTok, Instagram, this is their world. All right, effective marketing methods. You focus on their pain. Hey, were you in a car wreck today? Single product solutions. Hey, we will get you that money. Let us take care of everything else. They don't have to. You don't have to worry about anything else. Just single product solutions. Trigger their pain points. Boom, you're done. Right? Show them that your solution is simple, easy, and obvious, and it's only the one thing, and they're going to get what they want. When it's driven by emotions, typically they're in a rage or they're angry, and that's why if you see the language of, "Oh, fight for you," like, well, that works for those people because they are in an emotional state. They've been put upon, they feel like they've been abused, and somebody's coming along and said, I'm going to fight for you, I'm going to get you what you deserve, because they don't believe they deserve anything to start with, right? And so this is why they're reactive. Ineffective marketing methods is complicated and confusing messages, long-term commitments, and detailed information and multiple options. These things don't work with reactives at all. And so let's go to the next one, and we're going to talk about willful. Again, goal-oriented. They are motivational and inspiring messages, actionable and structured content. Because when I say actionable, give them something to do. Give them steps to accomplish, and that's templates and frameworks of how they can, achieve the outcome that is desired. Now, obviously, this doesn't work for every attorney legal specialization, but if you have the right product, let's say you're doing IP work and you give them, here's all the things I need. Well, the willful is going to go out there and give you all the things that you need. There's no doubt about that. The reactives are going to be enraged that you asked them to do anything. So that you have to understand what type of firm you are, how you work. If you're at an intellectual level and you're trying to attract the right types of prospects, just understand who your messaging is attracting. So if you use the wrong language and you're an intellectual and you're targeting, your messaging is targeting reactives, you're always going to say, in your attorney lead generation, you're always going to say these leads suck, and they will suck for you, because you're not looking for that type of prospect. So what is an effective marketing method for willfuls? Direct response copywriting, that's the kind of messaging that says, hey, this thing's on sale, get it now before it runs out. Gives you all the reasons why to buy it right now. But basically, it's not brand marketing, right? You're not going out there and telling people, how great your firm is because of your mission. They don't care. They want to know, can you do the thing? What are the steps? Let me do it, right? Clear structure from goals. They like traditional marketing methods. You're not going to probably find them on TikTok or Instagram, but Facebook, LinkedIn, things of that nature will work, along with the magazines, the postcards, and things of that nature. All right, ineffective methods. They don't like overly simplistic content. The lack of a challenge, it kind of pushes willfuls away. Remember, these people are hustlers. They want to work. So give them too many options or messages, and that won't work, but give them a challenge that will work. All right, moving on, the intellectuals. I believe that this is where most attorneys lie because you guys make calculated decisions, you're research-driven, that's how you got through law school, you focus on efficiency, and you're systematic and logical. And those last two words are, I think, the most important for you. And so if your firm is intellectual and systematic and logical, and those are the types of people that you prefer to work with, then understand that your marketing has to match that in order for you to avoid these leads suck, right? So again, this is all about the suck. We want to avoid the suck wherever we can. So what do the intellectuals like in terms of information consumption? They like detailed case studies. They like examples. They want to see themselves in the problem that they have in your case studies. Because if you've done it for them, or if you've done it for other people that are exactly like them, then they're going to be able to see the outcome as being positive for them. And that is what you're looking for, right? They like long-form sales pages. So this is where you can use 5,000 words and not be afraid. You just need to have a good sales page that talks about case studies, talks about examples, talks about outcomes, and give them the research because that's what they're looking for. In addition, they like exploration phone calls, right? This is where if you have the ability to take the phone calls to explain strategy, to explain the process, then if you get them on the phone and you give them that extra information, it's going to be a much easier close for you because you're much closer in narrowing that gap from know, like, and trust, right? The shorter that gap is between know, like, and trust, the easier it is for them to make a decision to work with you. Effective marketing methods, reasoning with detailed information, application forms, structured content and plans, and just showing them that this is how the process works, showing them all the reasons why you're doing these things. Reactors, you just tell them what to do, and they may or may not do it. Willful, you tell them what to do, and they're damn sure going to do it. But the intellectuals, they want to know why. Why am I doing this? And so if you're going to give them instructions on how to do something or where to go or any of these processes, then you need to give them the reason why and understand that that is necessary in order for them to feel comfortable in working with you. Ineffective marketing methods, these are the scarcity-driven tactics. They don't like to feel rushed. They don't like manipulative messages. They want to be able to take their time. They want to believe that they're making the decision, whether they're from a neuroscience standpoint or they are or not is not what we're talking about here. They just want to feel like they're making the decision. So lack of detailed reasoning is going to be a great big turnoff to them, and they will be looking for another attorney. All right, the intuitives. These are the guys that value authenticity. They don't have any, prescriptive content consumption. They just do it when they're inspired. They see a message, they feel a message, they hear a message, they think, oh, I need to look into that, right? Meditative and flow-inducing content, I think we don't really mess with that in terms of attorney lead generation. But if you were in that type of world where you could do that, I guess there's ways. Small circle of influencers, if you want to market to them. If you could find out who their circle of influencers are, then you have a better chance of attracting those types. Effective marketing methods really comes down to heartfelt messages and authentic communication. All right, and I say this because the intuitive types are mission driven. They are value driven. And so if you're a firm that wants to attract, let's say that you do any kind of public funded 501c type legal work, right? Those people are mission driven that are creating those 501c organizations, the nonprofits. So if you work with nonprofits, then you need to understand that those people are more likely intuitives because they're mission driven, right? And so if you can align your values and your mission to those people, then you're going to be able to attract them much easier than the other three types. The ineffective marketing methods for those folks are detailed plans and strategies. They don't want to hear about that. Overly structured content, focus on visuals and branding. They look, if you attract the intuitive, they're going to be super easy to convince to work with you because they've already been attracted. They're like, I'm meant to work with you, right? If you've ever heard somebody say, I'm meant to work with you, we were meant to meet. These are the intuitives telling you how they came to that decision. Like, we were meant to, right? It's kismet. So you'll never hear an intellectual say that, right? So here's the missing link right here. So if you want to have an effective message market match, you need to include that level of energy, that level of consciousness, type of understanding into your avatar, and that way you're going to be saying these leads are great as opposed to these leads suck. So let me ask you this question. If you have a problem with your lead generation as an attorney, as a lawyer, as a law firm, and you want help in understanding how to take this information and create a better avatar, create a better message, then maybe we need to talk. There's a link down below. You can hit that link, schedule a quick mini session, and we'll see if we're a good fit, right? Otherwise, if you like this type of content, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.